Every single program running on your computer operates inside its own secure, completely isolated vault. This is process isolation. When a web browser tab crashes, these boundaries ensure it does not take down the entire operating system. Strict isolation keeps corrupted memory or malicious code contained, so that a single failure remains localized. But this creates a structural problem. A modern operating system requires multiple applications to run at the same time. Performing complex tasks requires a video editor, a file system, and a display driver to constantly hand off data and coordinate their timing, actions that strict isolation prevents. To solve this, operating systems rely on inter-process communication, or IPC. IPC is the structural bridge that allows isolated processes to share data and synchronize their actions without compromising overall system stability. Computer science relies on two distinct architectural models to build this bridge: shared memory and message passing. Think of shared memory like two people writing on the exact same physical whiteboard. They can both see and update the information instantly. Message passing, by contrast, functions like two people in separate rooms, sending sealed envelopes to a central mailroom for delivery. The choice between these two models dictates how fast a system can operate, the burden it places on developers, and how heavily it relies on the central operating system to manage the traffic. This diagram illustrates our system boundaries: user space above, kernel space below. To initiate shared memory, the kernel designates a shared physical memory block. Both processes attach to this segment. The kernel then removes itself, allowing the processes to read and write directly. Because data isn't copied in and out of the kernel for every transfer, the communication happens at the literal speed of the hardware. This architecture is highly efficient for tasks like video rendering or database management, where applications need to share massive, gigabyte-sized payloads instantly. Shared memory achieves raw speed by intentionally creating a blind spot for the operating system. It trades kernel oversight for maximum velocity. Removing the operating system from the data transfer path exposes a severe vulnerability: data inconsistency. If Process A and Process B attempt to write data to the exact same spatial slot in memory at the exact same millisecond, the inputs collide. The overwritten data becomes corrupted. When the isolated processes pull that memory back in, they ingest broken information, triggering fatal errors. To prevent these collisions, software engineers must build strict synchronization mechanisms directly into their applications. They use tools like mutexes and semaphores. A mutex, short for mutual exclusion, is a manual software lock. It guarantees that if Process A is actively writing to the shared memory, Process B is blocked and forced to wait its turn. Managing these locks manually requires exact precision. If a developer forgets to release a lock, the waiting processes freeze permanently, resulting in a system deadlock. In the shared memory model, the performance gains achieved by bypassing the kernel are entirely paid for by a massive increase in developer complexity. Let's reset the board, returning processes to strict isolation. The second architecture is message passing, where processes communicate by packaging data into discrete messages. When Process A shares data, it hands a message directly to the operating system. The kernel takes custody, routes it safely through its secure memory, and pushes the packet up into Process B's isolated space. This routing can happen through direct communication, where a message is sent explicitly to one specific process, or indirect communication, where the kernel holds the message in a queue or mailbox for any authorized process to retrieve. Because every single message passes through the operating system, synchronization is handled automatically. The system controls the flow using two methods. The first is blocking, where the sending process pauses its execution and waits for confirmation. The alternative is non-blocking, or asynchronous communication, where the sender drops off the message with the OS and immediately continues executing its own code. Message passing provides guaranteed safe communication. With no shared physical memory, the risk of two processes writing over each other's data drops to zero. But this safety requires the kernel to intervene in every single data transfer. The computational cost of continually copying messages in and out of kernel space creates significant system overhead, resulting in much slower communication. Message passing limits developer complexity by forcing all data through a safe, strictly controlled, but highly restrictive central bottleneck. This matrix maps four constraints. Shared memory operates at maximum velocity, while message passing is slower. Kernel involvement is setup only versus continuous. Synchronization requires complex manual locks in shared memory, but is built in for message passing, resulting in high versus low implementation complexity. Maximum throughput and maximum safety remain mutually exclusive engineering goals at the operating system level. If we zoom out to look at a complete, functioning modern operating system, we see a highly dense network of simultaneous activity. Computer science hasn't standardized on one IPC method. Instead, modern systems utilize both architectures concurrently to balance performance and stability. For heavy graphical rendering or large database operations, bulk data transfers flow directly between nodes through shared memory pipelines, completely bypassing the kernel. Simultaneously, tiny coordination commands pulse through the central kernel using message passing to ensure operations process in sequence. This hybrid approach anchors standard desktop operating systems, massively distributed systems, and parallel processing networks alike. The engineering rule is clear. Deploy shared memory when the primary objective is moving massive datasets as fast as computationally possible. Deploy message passing when the primary objective is system safety, strict coordination, and mitigating the risk of data corruption. Mastering inter-process communication means understanding that every architectural choice is a deliberate, calculated trade-off between the desire for velocity and the need for control.